You're listening to Lore Friendly with Chris Takahashi and Alice Bell. How are you doing,
Good
Alice?
day. I am fine, thank you very much for
Oh,
asking.
you gave me a proper English
Good
greeting.
day. I am perfectly fine on this moderately average day. I'm completely ignoring the entire country falling down around my ears, that sort of thing, because fuck me, British politics. I just want to get away from it for a bit. So let's talk about some fun stuff.
Sure, let's talk about it.
So, you have been house hunting, haven't you, Chris? How's
Oh,
that
I
going?
have. It's very complicated, the whole real estate market, mostly because it's fucking super expensive.
Yeah.
And anytime you like look at a deal that might be worthwhile, you kind of do a little research, and then it turns out like, for instance, this one house that I found that I really liked, it was pretty cheap. It was only like 300,000. It was like one bedroom. And then I look at the location on a Google Maps, and it's like literally like under like a fucking freeway. Like you step outside and there's a giant freeway in your face. Like the inside looks spectacular. It was like a modern design. It's just like it looked like really fucking high end. Step outside, fucking freeway.
Yeah.
And then that's not the only thing. It's a block away from the airport. So
Well, isn't California one of the most expensive property markets in the country?
yeah. Like so if something is like super cheap, there's always a catch. The other place that I showed you that I was looking at, it was right on the San Francisco Bay. It was amazing property, just like looked like it built this year. It just looked super high end. But I did a little digging, and it turns out it's built on a radioactive waste dump.
Yeah, it should be fine. You're not planning on having kids, are you?
No, but I do want to avoid bone cancer, which I think is like caused by like all the fucking radiation there. It's like supposedly like the Navy had docked their ships there, and they used to have radium dials, right? Because the glow in the
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
And so they probably thought, oh, like radium, it glows in the dark. How harmful could it be?
Just because it's glowing ominously.
Yes. My fucking skin is falling off, but no, it's fine. It's fine. Look, we can see in the dark. We can see underwater. It's great.
And it looks really pretty.
Yeah. But apparently radium kills. It's very fucking dangerous. And so you know what they did? They just tossed it in the sewers. Just like the fucking fatberg. Just like a used condom. And
I think it's actually worse than the fatberg, because the fatberg is at least not immediately directly responsible for people dying.
yeah. That is true. And the other unfortunate thing, you might think, oh, I could just wait it out. I could just wait out the radiation. But if you look up the half-life of radium, it's about 1,600 years. So
yeah.
sometime in 3,600, it should be relatively safe to live in the San Francisco shipyard. But yeah, it's cheap for a reason. Whenever something looks like it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, if I did move in, I'd assume my Fallout mods would be way more immersive. But yeah.
You know what you should start looking into?
What?
Auction properties.
Why is that?
Because you can generally get a really good deal
I
on
do think
them.
you have to pay cash for that, though, right?
No, you can still get, at least in the UK, you can still get mortgages on.
Oh, maybe
Auction
I should move to the
properties.
UK. I mean,
Well, have a look
I
up
could
and
technically
stuff,
live
but-
anywhere, but do we want to be neighbors? Will we be able to stand each other living in that close
Yes.
proximity?
Yes, it'd be fantastic.
I could just move right in next door and just never tell you. You'd never know.
I
I
would
just
never know
fucking
because I have no
disguise
idea
my
what you
voice.
look like.
I just talk like Batman. Shit. I think we've had this conversation before.
Yes, we have.
You know what I was thinking though would be a good way to fucking get a discount, and because like I said, everything it's usually too good to be true if something's cheap, right? But what if it was
Yeah.
something that you were willing to live with? Like it was bad, but it didn't affect you personally. Like say somebody was murdered in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouldn't there be
Yeah.
a website? I was thinking there shouldn't there be a website of homes that murders were
Of
committed.
murder houses.
Murders or other sort of things like ghosts, things like that, that like person who believes in science would not like, it would not bother them to purchase that house.
But the thing is, with ghosts especially, then that could actually bump up the price with like paranormal enthusiasts and stuff.
Possibly.
So it's a bit of a risky game there because, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but there is such a thing as a true crime fandom nowadays, where people obsess over serial killers and murderers.
Yes,
and
but
stuff.
do these people have jobs,
So
and can they buy
they
homes?
They could.
Because they sound like hipsters.
I'm trying to think of something. I think the thing that would put off most normal people would be not having a bathroom.
Ah.
And then you can just vanish away your poop.
Oh, that's right. If I was
Because you're a wizard, Chris.
Yes, if that was the case, you know what? Like, people who go to Hogwarts, they could probably deal with a lot of just like crappy real estate just because.
I mean, have you seen the Burrow? It's structurally unsound.
But it wouldn't worry you if you could just magic away like all the problems. So
Exactly.
that is true. But seeing that I'm not actually a wizard and I would probably fail pretty hard at like casting spells anyway, I never did that well in school. But see, I need things that are less concrete. Like with spells, it either works or it doesn't, right? I need something like essays where it's ambiguous, where it's not entirely clear if you've actually read the book that you're writing the essay on.
Oh, mate, I am an expert at this.
Where you can kind of...
That was how I got through the first 2 years of uni.
Exactly, so you could kind of fake it. That's the kind of class I need to take to pass. But things like magic, it sounds a bit like math, where it has to be either right or wrong, so I don't know if it would fly.
I don't know, you could do history of magic.
That is true. A lot of it
History of magic
is ambiguous.
and Muggle studies would be quite opinion-based. Divination, that was cited to be bullshit multiple times in the book.
But none of
So there are
that
many cases-
is going to help me vanish away my poop. I could...
Hire someone.
That's true.
Become a fortune teller. Hire someone to clean up your poop.
Ah, the Privy Man, as you said. Bring him back.
Yes.
Bring back the Privy Man.
Yes. The privy man servant. Your own personal privy man.
I'm hiring, basically, is what I'm saying.
I thought that was fantastic that was the only comment left on last week's podcast.
It's all right.
Shout out to my knowledge of medieval public toilets.
Yes. It's very strong. Your toilet game is very, very strong.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, if
I do try.
if you know
it's all the laxatives.
if you know any discounted houses that are super cheap because murders have been committed in them, and not murders that are like drive-by shootings or things that might reoccur. I'm talking about like crimes of passion, things that have nothing to do
That
with
aren't
the location
super
of the
famous
house.
because then you don't have fandoms jumping on it.
Yeah. Something where it was like, it's not repeatable, more or less, because you don't want a place that has like a high crime rate or something, or people are shooting at your house every other week because they mistake you for a gang member.
I don't think anyone could ever mistake you for a gang member, Chris. Don't worry.
You'll find out next week when I move in next door. So, if the cops
Excuse
come
me,
to my
I live
house,
in a lovely area.
yeah, exactly. That's the worst place. That's where the cops get called on you. If a person of color moves into one of those areas, oh, you're gonna call the cops. You're like, this shifty looking Asian guy's moved in next door. It's really weird. I think he's part of a gang, part of the triads or something. Yakuza.
No, it's okay. There's no racial discrimination against Asians. It's you're generally the minority that is mocked in racist British culture. Don't worry.
That is true.
So nobody would actually call the cops on you.
Yes, they would probably.
It's just every other minority.
Yeah, they would probably come and ask me to do their math homework or something instead, and I would not know how to do it.
I don't think we really have that stereotype over
you
here,
don't?
actually.
Good,
No.
because I do not do math. I do not do math. I do ambiguous essay writing.
Yeah. Honestly, mate, I don't understand why you'd want to come to England in the first place, because it's a shit show. Go to Germany.
Have you seen our
or
president?
France.
No, it would have to be an English-speaking country. That's what when I Google search, I search for cheapest places to
They
live
speak English in
where
Germany.
they speak. No, but not primarily though, right? Because then it's awkward. Because then you have to kind of go and then speak English, and then like you have to hope that they speak English back. They probably almost all speak English, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Slovenia's like that too.
French and German students are taught like English from as young as 5, I believe. Which is why their second language skills are fantastic.
Yeah, Germany. What about the food? How's the food there?
Oh, mate. Do you like sausages? Do you like meat?
Because, yeah, that's my stereotypical view of German food. Sausages, like krots, and beer.
Nah, it's fantastic. It's German food. I spent a long time over there.
Germany also sounds
And,
expensive.
I can't remember. I only visited it when I was in year 8, so about 13. It was a while back now.
But yeah, you were saying?
I've completely forgotten. Sorry. I'm just trying to ignore the world surrounding me
But
at the moment.
one of
and
the
it's not working.
one of the cheapest places in Europe that speaks English, according to Google, is Ljubljana. Ljubljana? I can't pronounce it right.
Is that a city?
It's in Slovenia. It's the capital of Slovenia. Ljubljana.
Isn't that where Ivanka Trump comes from?
See, now you
Not
gotta go
Ivanka,
ruin
Melania.
it like that.
Soz, babe. But yeah, so we're actually browsing properties in my city at the moment, and we are running into similar problems where the only properties that we can find at the minute are in the most crime-riddled area of Nottingham. Speaking of crime, so fun news, there was a stabbing outside my work.
Oh, that's always fun.
A double stabbing.
Stabbings are at least safer than shootings, so you got that going for you.
Yeah, but still, we're in the nice part of town.
I don't know. I've heard dangerous bandit highway women frequent the bars in your area, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. It's pretty good.
For those who aren't familiar, I'm referencing Alice's highwaywoman job, where she pretends to be a bandit and robs people. Pretends, in air quotes.
Yes, I don't actually rob people. If I robbed people, then I would be fine with my minimum wage job.
Yes, because.
But there you go.
Yeah, that's what it should be. You know how like waiters and waitresses get tips in addition to their salary? That's what it should be.
Yeah.
You should be able to like rob people as your like tip, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be all in jest, right? But then, you should be able to.
If people I had a little kid try and give me 5p today.
Yeah, like, as part of your act, do you like hold people up? Do you like stick them up and?
Yeah, so basically, the way that I do the character is that my gun's been confiscated because we're not allowed to wave the gun around downstairs.
Right.
And so I hide in the dark cell. And I have a little candle going in the corner of the cell, so people walk on in because they're curious. And then you sneak up behind them, stand in the doorway, and say, "Turn out your pockets."
Oh.
And that scares people and gets them to turn out the pockets.
Nice. And then, see, they could actually give you coin for that.
I wish they would. I wish.
It would be perfect. It'd be perfect. Just go up to them, find a kid, say, "You won't leave Skyrim alive," and then, take their money.
You won't leave her alive. Why is it Scottish? Why did I just do it Scottish? I don't know either.
You just sneak up on them and say, "You picked a bad time to get lost, friend." And then take their money, and that's it. And just like a waiter, the quality of your performance affects the amount of your tip.
I believe that people might start complaining at the front desk if I start doing that. Unfortunately.
Oh, that would suck. But you're an
Yeah.
authentic bandit highwaywoman, so time to end this little game. What's never should have come here. That's one. That's one they always say.
I said that a little bit weird and it sounds stuck in my throat. Oh,
And
oh,
then if they-
oh.
And then if they like hide around the corner, you could suddenly like forget that they ever existed and say, is someone there? And
You say that as a joke. But a lot of the time at work, I do feel a bit like an NPC.
oh, you do?
Because, you know, we stand around in the same place all day, and then we pretty much repeat a speech that we've learned, and that's that, unless the people who come to see you actually want to interact with you. And then that's more fun.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be sort of the point of having a live person
Yeah.
there. Like they have
Instead
those.
of a projection.
Yeah, exactly. Because instead of like anything, I guess, right? Like a fucking android or
Yeah.
what do they have in those like There's like some museums where they have like an android Lincoln or some shit. I think I don't know.
They've got a very similar thing in the Jorvik Museum in York, where they have like automated mannequins that are quite realistic looking.
Yeah.
And I genuinely thought that they were real people.
And they probably just
Genuinely.
repeat the same 20 lines, just like in Skyrim.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, that is like like in the future when we have like sort of virtual reality and stuff like that, I would imagine you could have like live actors who could be there and just like stay in their role, and then you could have like all kinds of immersive interactions. So the players would probably ruin it by just like saying whatever, you know.
Yeah.
They wouldn't stick to their roles. But that's kind of like what it is like at Disneyland, right? Like you can't break character no matter what, is what I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise you get disciplined and stuff, don't you?
That's right. That is true. They send you to the executioners section.
Yes.
The torture.
They also do that if you gain an inch on your waist.
What? Wait.
Yeah, that's
wait,
like
wait.
super strict about like. So basically, if you audition for a character role and you're a princess specifically, then you have to stay at a constant weight all the way through your tenure there.
Oh god.
And so if you gain weight for whatever reason, then you can be disciplined for it. Which is why I never went to work at Disney.
Yes. That is almost dystopian. It's just weird. I think it would be kind of cool if they just hired people who didn't necessarily fit the stereotype of what a princess should look like, and then that would be like encouraging for kids. You know what I mean? Like you see kids and you see plus size models, plus size princesses, and then it's just like, yes, okay, so I don't have to be a certain weight.
I don't know. Did you? A couple of years back, they released the new Barbie, the like larger Barbie, and when they were observing girls playing with it in private, they were all taking the mick out of her for being fat.
Oh god, kids are horrible.
Yeah,
That
kids
is
are
true.
horrible. So I feel like unless they are depicted explicitly in the film as being a bit curvier or a bit on the heavier side, then the girls are going to see the princess when they go to Disneyland and be like, that's not her,
Oh,
she's fat.
God, that would suck.
Because they're kids and they say what they want.
That is true. It does need to start with the film representation itself.
Yeah,
Like that should like help make it like more authentic, especially.
yeah.
So yeah, and kids are horrible. That's why I don't want kids. Is for their fucking nasty little shits.
Yeah. They can be quite vile. Speaking of vile things, Game of Thrones.
Oh, the new longer
The-
trailer came out, huh?
Yeah, the longer trailer was released. It basically involves 3 of the Stark children, not Bran, because apparently he's not a Stark anymore. He's a three-eyed crow.
Yes.
Down in the crypts of Winterfell.
Yes.
And they pass by the statue of Lyanna and Ned and Catelyn. And the latter two give some quotes. And first things first, I'm a bit upset that of all the quotes that Catelyn has, why did they go for, all of this is my fault because I couldn't love a motherless child? Why did they go for that? It's not her fucking fault that the kingdom is collapsing.
I have not watched the trailer, but is this a quote of her speaking? Like they cut...
Yeah, it's a quote of her speaking from Series 3, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's a full quote. Because with trailers, you never know, like, if a quote is really saying what it's supposed to say. Like Jon could say something like...
Winter is coming.
No. Like, what if Jon said in the episode, like the actual episode, like, Daenerys said, I love you. But then they cut it up to where Jon says, I love you to Sansa. And then you're like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's reality TV editing, that is.
Yeah. So you can edit like people's words to say something completely different in a trailer than what actually happens. Or you can edit the sort of the picture. Like you can have Jon say something to Arya, and then in the trailer he's saying it to fucking Daenerys. It's just, based on the editing. Yeah. They could change everything up. So, but this is an actual quote from the past, right?
A previous season, yeah. And there's also the you may not have the name of Stark, but you are of my blood quote from season 1. So they're not like quotes from the new series.
Yeah.
But I actually found the concept behind this trailer quite interesting.
Okay.
Like, I'm actually intrigued, because by focusing on the crypts of Winterfell, that actually feeds into a lot of fan theories from the book series.
Oh.
About the importance of the crypts of Winterfell to the overarching plotline. Like, the Winterfell, the castle, not that important. Mm-hmm. But the crypts of Winterfell, there's all sorts of theories about it. There's theories about proof of Jon's parentage being down there.
Mm-hmm.
People seem to think that Rhaegar's harp might have been down there.
Oh.
And that's proof of Jon's parentage, because it's in Lyanna's tomb. There's also... guesses that there might be a dragon down in the deepest catacombs of the Winterfell crypts, and the spirits are all armed, because all of the lords of Winterfell, they all have iron swords across their laps, and to keep their spirits at bay and things like that. So there's a lot of theories actually resting around the crypts of Winterfell, so I'm glad that they've actually focused on the crypts.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need proof, right? Because doesn't Samuel already have proof in some form or something? So it's the proof itself wouldn't be that interesting, but something practical.
He doesn't have it in the books.
But in
which
the TV
is where
show,
I'm getting these theories from.
But in the TV show, he has proof. So in the crypts for the TV show, like a harp, what is he gonna do with a fucking harp? I mean,
he's gonna slam it
become
over the
bard.
head of his head. Bish bash bosh, done.
Now,
and
if
it'll
it
make
was
a wonderful comical twang sound as well.
maybe it's like a magical harp that like soothes the fucking ice race, like soothes the heart of the ice race. So that's how he's gonna defeat them. Not with like a sword. He's gonna go out there and play a fucking jam, play like a slow jam.
This is not the greatest song in the world.
And the Night King is just, his heart is gonna melt, and as his heart melts, so does all the ice. And then he becomes a normal king, a day king.
Surprise, it's Ned Stark.
Yes. And then he and Jon decide to get married, and that's how it ends. God, I should
But
write
what about
this
Daenerys
show.
and Sansa? Where do they get hooked up? Who hooks up with Daenerys and Sansa?
I don't know. They formed their own kingdom with a casino and blackjack and
Hookers.
yes. Well, no hookers. They're a little more progressive than that. Yeah, that's how it's gonna happen, right? There's Rhaegar's harp, the magical harp of Rhaegar. No, does this harp have anything special about it besides being proof?
No, it's just symbolic, because Rhaegar was more of a musician rather than a fighter.
How does that prove though that John is his kid, uh, does the harp have like samples of DNA on it?
Because it's symbolic. It's symbolism. Symbolism.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. But yeah, April 14th. It's 3 months from now. Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm going to have to power through that Fire and Blood book so that I have even more reason to complain about things.
So you can look for the fucking inconsistencies and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know me. You know me so
Ah.
well, Chris. I'm just awful and pedantic. But I liked the concept behind the trailer. I enjoyed the the continuity of the statue style. I know that sounds really weird, but like given that Lyanna's statue was first shown in season 1, I enjoyed that the other statues in the trailer were all of a similar sort of style, which was nice. They didn't just,
Hire somebody
have a look
new.
at Sophie Turner and just paint her in stone paint.
They didn't get the guy who did the android Lincoln to make other androids and put them there.
No,
talk.
no.
Because that would be pretty fucking trippy if you.
Hello there, Night King. My name is John Stark.
Yes.
/ Targaryen / sand / snow. You can't see the arm movements that I'm making.
They're very robotic, I'm sure. And then they could give like
Yes.
an entire history, and then it would completely contradict everything in Fire and Blood. But yes.
And welcome to the crypts of Winterfell. Oh my god, what if we're getting a Westworld / Game of Thrones crossover?
There you go.
There we go, sorted. It was all just a really big quest line.
Imagine that John and like Sansa and Arya walk in. They see this android. He starts going, "Welcome to Winterfell," and then all of a sudden they're like freaked out, and then all of a sudden from around the corner, Anthony Hopkins walks out, and
Hello.
he's like, "Hello, John."
I see that you have managed to find us, John. Sansa. Arya. I can't. You know how Anthony Hopkins has a voice that is like super distinctive?
Yes.
I know when Anthony Hopkins is speaking, but I cannot for the life of me hear it in my head.
Yes.
Like when I just think about him,
Yeah, it's very soft. I mean,
There's a bit of a quality to it.
yeah, I can picture it sort of. I guess it's a little different when he's talking normally and when he's doing his like fucking Hannibal Lecter bit. But,
Yeah.
Hello, Clarice. Yes, that was
Yeah.
exactly the noise that I was picturing. That would be weird if he was like, "Hello, Bernard."
And a nice Chianti.
And
Oh, I
Bernard's
just
like-
licked. Oh, Chris, I just licked my spit guard.
Were you wearing a spit guard?
Not my spit guard, my pop filter.
I
I just licked it by accident.
Lovely.
It was nasty.
Yeah. I can't imagine that tasted very good.
No. You know what? I hope that is the last trailer that we get for this series of Game of Thrones, because I find that HBO has an awful habit of releasing trailers that pretty much ruin the best set pieces of the series.
You don't have to watch. You know that, right? I did not watch
Yes,
this
but I
trailer.
do, because it's the only thing that gives us content for the podcast.
True, I didn't watch it, though. I was
Yeah,
kinda-
but you're relying on me to relay it to you.
That is true. I could watch it and then relay it to you. We could do it
Oh,
that way.
that could be fun. That could be a nice little subversion of our usual format.
Yeah, it's always a tricky business because they're trying to bring in viewers, but Game of Thrones is something that you kind of don't really need to market, so you don't really need
No.
to tease it. Like, the internet will tease it for you, so...
The internet has been teasing it since since fucking 1995.
Yeah, yeah.
Just fucking stop.
Yeah, so I mean, this latest trailer, it kind of like repeats the obvious or states the
Yeah.
obvious in that I mean, the main story point, plot point of this last season is going to be Jon's heritage, his lineage, and what that means going forward for the Starks and the Targaryens. And so,
I did think that it was quite nice they actually had Sansa in it.
yeah,
Because Sansa is very much, as much as I love Sansa, she's very much the least liked character out of the main cast now. So I thought it was quite nice. I think that what they're going to do is they're going to release trailers for each of the main factions.
oh, they could.
So you've got the Starks, they're going to do the Targaryens, which is going to be Dany and Tyrion, and then they're going to do the Lannisters, which at this point is just Cersei.
Yeah, they even had Sansa like in the middle of the thumbnail, the main thumbnail.
It's because everyone else is really short.
Yes, that is true.
And she's like 5'10". So even if they did stand them on that one box that they have lying around the set,
Well, they didn't have to put her in the middle though. They could have put her on the
makes for a
side
more
and
aesthetic-
further back.
it makes for a more aesthetically pleasing shot.
Yeah, that is true. They did, of course, put Arya and John's characters like 10 feet in front of her, so they'd all look somewhat the same height or something.
Not as dramatic.
Yeah. I don't get that. Like, just own it. I mean, he's not the tallest guy. Maisie Williams isn't the tallest girl, so just own it. They're short.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to.
It's okay to be short.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking put him like 10 feet in front of everybody in every scene just so he gets the same height. But I guess maybe from a visual perspective, you kind of do. If you want to have both of them in the shot
Yeah.
at a certain eye level, you kind of have to position them a certain way, but it is kind of awkward because it draws attention to it. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Gotta use the box. If you use the box.
The one box.
Yes. Because they cannot afford anything else. It is going to be interesting.
Because they spent all their budget on the dragons.
Yes, it is going to be interesting when they take your advice and have two boxes, and then they're going to have to cut the budget everywhere else. It's just people dressed in like cheap Halloween fantasy costumes, where all the material looks just a little bit fake. Department store elves and stuff.
Well, that's why they use IKEA for rugs, isn't it? On the costumes.
Yeah, and it's going to have one of those like fucking cardboard castles like you have on stage. It's not going to be an actual castle. They're just going to stand in front of something like super fake.
Oh my god, yes. This is the budget remake of Game of Thrones that I'm here for. Just saying.
You save a lot of money on that castle. I mean, not having to like fucking create the set pieces, render it. You just have a cardboard thing in the back.
Yeah.
And then in its place, you'll have a gold box for one of them to stand on. Because the boxes have to be different colors.
Yeah.
In different heights, of course.
Yeah. Because they've got to correspond to the character.
Yeah.
Because some characters only need a little boost. Other characters need a big boost.
Right. So, and we don't want Kit Harington using Maisie Williams' box because then everything will be all wrong. So you need to kind of paint it a specific color or just make it out of a different material, like gold, for instance, for the Lannisters. And for I guess who would have that box? It would be Tyrion, right? Tyrion would have that box.
Yeah.
Gold box for Tyrion. What color would Kit Harington's box? What color would John's box be?
Kit Harington's box would be steel, because that's one of the metals in the Crown of the North. And then Arya's would be made of bronze, because that's the other metal in the Crown of the North. And then Sansa doesn't need one because she's tall.
Are you sure we're not going over budget with bronze, steel, and gold here? All these boxes.
I don't know. It depends on if they spend all of their money on a funeral for the dog on set.
They could.
Because
might as well. Did a dog die?
Because this is the only marginally fun news story I've managed to find today. A woman in Hertfordshire spent £4,249 on a dog's funeral,
Wow.
including £225 on a dove release and £620 getting his name written in flowers.
Wait, so the
In
total...
fact, I have the entire itinerary of what she spent on it.
On dog's funeral.
Yeah. Funeral service, £1,860. Flowers, £620. Framed photos, £144. Dove release, £225. Burial, £1,400. And I think the topping to this cake of ridiculous spending is that it's being taken to its final resting place in a horse-drawn carriage.
That is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous expenditure. I mean, for that kind of money, you could probably put a down payment on a house somebody was murdered in, I think. So
Yeah. I mean, I love my pets, and I wish I had that kind of like expendable money to put on them. But I feel like when you love your pets, you don't need to be that crazy about it. Like, that money could have gone to an animal shelter.
Yes.
Just saying, you know?
Maybe.
I love my guinea pigs. I'll bury them and I'll give them some flowers.
Yes.
But if I could afford to spend 4K on a funeral, then I would probably donate that to a sanctuary instead.
Spend it on the living. Spend it.
Yeah.
Yes. Spend it on yourself, even. It's still better than spending it on the dead.
Yes, exactly. But yes, that's my stupid news story for the week.
So hopefully D&D won't spend $1 billion on burying
Ghost.
Yes, Ghost. There you go. I'm struggling to figure out the name there.
Way ahead of you, mate. Way ahead of you. So there's Ghost, there's Summer, there's Nymeria, there's Shaggy Dog, which is dead. There's Lady,
Yes.
which is also dead.
That's money
and
already spent there.
Yeah, and Greywind, and he's dead. I think it's Greywind. It's been a while since.
Yeah, there's been a lot of dead.
I think it's
dead
Greywind,
animals, dead
like
people. I mean, Winterfell might be discounted. All the people died in there.
Yeah.
But in any case, April 14th, that's the season premiere of the final season.
Now, my thinking is, will the next book in the series be announced at the end of this series? I don't think it will. I've given up hope, honestly. I still have fan fiction.
Well, at the very least, the TV show will do the ending that he wanted, even if we don't get the book. It's just a different way of getting to the end, but it is the end. Like, he's conveyed how he wants it to end, right? I'm sure.
I think the broad strokes of the ending will be there.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be the ending, you know?
No, like, in terms of canon, no. But in terms of, like, the person who's
the
going
person who comes out on top comes out
exactly,
on top.
exactly. There you go. See, thank you. I just need you to read my mind. I'll mumble
I've got
something.
a way with words,
yes,
mate.
I'll be like, you know what I'm thinking, and I'll just mumble some like gibberish, and then you'll like translate it for me. That's.
I've known
that's why
you
we
for
get
so
along.
many years now, Chris. I know how to translate you. Oh God, I've known you for so many years.
Yeah, I mean, Interesting NPCs was like 2012, right? So.
Ooh. Yeah, I was 18 when I started voice acting for you.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
No, was I 16?
Fuck if I know. Shit,
No,
I'm glad you didn't tell me.
The year that I was going to university. No, I was 18.
I would have been like, oh, I don't know.
Because I was starting uni.
I would have fucking like had you do child voices or something. Or.
Hello! Oh my God! Ah!
Because I don't know any of
off.
the voice actors' ages, so it's just unless you tell me. Like I don't know any of you guys' ages unless you tell me. Like it's not something you ask. Like you know,
No.
It's like, hey, how old are you? Yeah, creep.
To be fair, I've sounded like I'm 20 since I was at least 12. So
True. You can be 60, sound like a 10-year-old. You can be 10, sound like a 60-year-old. It's
yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah, stereotypes don't really apply. So I have no idea. You could be an 80-year-old woman and I wouldn't know, or a 40-year-old man, which we've established.
But at the same time, you do get a lot of comments on voice acting in video games and stuff like that, where it's like, well, she doesn't sound like she's old enough to be this, or she sounds too young, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's not true because the person who acted the character is like 35
Yeah.
or something. That happened with Anna. I think Anna's in her 30s. And like she voiced the character Amelie, and I got a comment that said, "Oh, she sounds too young." I'm like, dude, she's in her 30s. Like that's her
Yeah.
real voice. So it's like, yeah. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, but that's video games have kind of conditioned us to think a certain way. Like I'm sure.
That certain people have certain voices.
Yeah, if you're buffed and strong, I mean, I've said this before. If you're buffed and strong, you have to have a deep voice. You can't have a high pitched voice. But that's not how it works. If I
Hello
start,
there!
Yeah.
I'm here to crush you to death! Yay!
yes, one day there's gonna be a video game where a big, strong, buff guy has that voice, and it'll be totally
Please
authentic.
allow me to voice it.
Yes, you will have that.
Write that character for me.
Yes, that'll be in the Starfield game. What should we name this character? What'll be his name or her name?
We need to come up with a really buff name.
Bison.
Andre Bison.
Andre Bison. He's 400 pounds but all muscle,
Yeah.
and
He's like 7 foot tall.
of course 7 foot. He's
And he has a fantastic handlebar mustache.
yes.
He's going a
wears-
little bit bald at the top, but he has some fantastic long hair everywhere else.
He juggles
Everywhere
refrigerators.
else.
Juggles
Yeah.
refrigerators as a pastime. Well, actually, we don't know if they have refrigerators in Starfield. Maybe he juggles I don't know, fucking barbells. They would still
Yeah.
have barbells in the future,
Yeah.
would they?
Everyone needs to work out.
See, that's the thing. He doesn't lift them. He
Juggles
doesn't-
them because he's
yeah.
got excellent hand-eye coordination.
Exactly.
But as violent and as masculine as he is, he actually has a secret soft side.
Yes.
And that secret soft side is Instagram.
Well, see, but then we're playing to the stereotype again. Soft voice,
No,
soft
no.
personality.
No, because on Instagram, he has a soft side in that he comments disgusting things on girls' photos.
Eggplants.
Because when you think of a guy being a bit of a social media whore, you think of them being pouty, a little bit vain, a little bit effeminate maybe, and then no, he's just sliding into the DMs.
Yes, because he can't have any of the trademark sort of personality traits that match like a soft voice. You know
Can't
what I
be
mean?
Lenny. Can't be
Yeah.
Lenny from Mice and Men.
Yeah, he has to have like a soft voice, but a really sort of stereotypical like deep voice personality. You know what I mean? So he's leaving eggplants on those Instagrams. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Andre
Eggplants
Bison,
and water drops.
total tool, soft
Yeah.
voice, total dude,
And
bro.
he abuses the hashtags.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
The
Caps locks.
worst. The worst. And he buys his followers. There we go, sorted.
He's like me. Buy my friends.
Aw, Chris.
Pay my friends. Pay people to watch our videos. I should start doing that. They have that now. You could pay people to give you
How are you
like
only
an instant
finding this
20
out?
because it doesn't do anything after that. You get like 20,000 views, you get like 100,000
Yeah, it doesn't
views.
actually do anything, and YouTube can detect bot views a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube sucks at that. They're getting better from what I read, but
Yeah.
the views don't translate into long-term views.
No.
Like, so you can get 100,000 views.
We need to build up an engaged audience.
Yeah. So you get like 100K views for this video if I pay for it, and then the next video
Yeah.
it's back to like 200. So yeah.
Yeah, it's very disappointing.
Yes. All right. That's it for this episode of Lower Friendly. Tune in next week when we talk about I don't know, the new Game of Thrones trailer.
Goodbye.
All right. Bye.
Hello.
Ugh.
What was that?
I had
Fucking
a
hell.
thing in my throat. You know how you get like phlegm in your throat?
Oh yes, I know all about getting phlegm in my throat, my dear.
Yeah.
I'm still coming off of the back end of an illness. I spent all of last week coughing up phlegm.
Lovely.
Well, not phlegm, more like I don't like blowing my nose because I've got very
Oh, so you
sensitive
kind of
skin.
you do the sniffle thing and then you
I do that.
oh, gross. Blow the nose. The nose is
Yeah, but my skin around my nose was so red and raw that it was actually tearing off.
okay.
Because I'd been blowing my nose so much, so the only thing that I could do was
Yeah.
sniff.
I just don't like that feeling of having it like sucked in and then spit out. But yeah, I guess to each their everybody has their own thing. So everybody has their
Yeah.
particular technique for dealing with runny noses, I guess. I don't want to shame
it's
you.
awful. Well, you shouldn't be shaming me because I had good reason to do it like that.
Yes.
I was literally coming off the back of a 2-week long cold. And all of that gunk was still
Does
in
it
there.
snow in your part of the world?
It does, yes.
So it's like that kind of cold.
What?
So it's like that level of cold. Yeah,
Like
like a
no, it's not been snowing recently.
yeah, but it can snow. Whereas like here, it's like,
yeah, it can snow and it does
like
snow.
cold for me is like if I don't see the sun. It's just like yeah, because it's California. So it's like oh, there's no sun today. That's weird, even though it's January and
Yeah. No, it was actually snowing on my birthday last year
yeah.
when I went out for my birthday, which was St. Patrick's Day.
it's nice.
And there were a lot of drunken revelers who were stranded in town, including me.
Although the good thing about it being that cold is you get to like accessorize. You get to wear scarves and gloves and shit like that, right? That's always fun.
Oh, yes.
See, that's
The amount of fluffy jumpers
Yes.
that I wear on a daily basis is
and then
fantastic.
you bundle up and then you still get that cold air. I like the cold air in my face, but like being bundled up everywhere else, yeah.
Yeah, I like it brushing against my skin.
But you can't
It
do that here.
refreshes me.
See, if you move out here, you can't do that. You can't bring any of your gloves because you'd have no use for them, or scarves or things of that nature.
Oh.
Headwear.
Oh, God, I'd be sweltering. I'm so used to
Ushanka.
the English cold.
Do you have an
It'd be
Ushanka?
awful. A what?
An Ushanka.
What's
I
an
don't know if I'm
Ushanka?
saying that right. It's Ushanka.
What is it?
I can picture. It's one of those Russian hats. It's like furry and Google
The
it.
the only Russian word I know is babushkaba,
And what's
and
that
that's
mean?
Kate Bush. I don't
Oh,
know.
of course it means that.
It's just a Kate Bush song.
Oh,
I don't know what it means.
Kate Bush. I thought you said cake butt.
Yes, because that is a very common Russian insult. In fact, when the Russians are hacking all of their elections, that is what they put in the code as like a little secret message.
That's how you know it was the Russians who got you. It
Yeah,
says
exactly.
cake
It's
butt.
like their calling card. It's like the
Yes.
wet bandits
They don't
in Home Alone.
They don't have to leave any text either. It's just an emoji of a fucking cake or something and a butt. Is there
Yeah.
a butt emoji?
Yes, there is. Well, you use the peach emoji to represent the butt.
So it's
Like how you use the eggplant
eggplant.
to represent
Yes,
the penis.
yes. I've heard of the eggplant. Poor women on the internet have seen many, many eggplants, thanks to the fact that men are horrible.
Yes. Thankfully, I haven't received any. I thought you were going to send me a fucking dick pic then, Chris.
Give me a little
just
bit
saw
of
a
credit.
I just saw a photo pop up and I was like, oh god, no.
Give me a little
No,
bit of credit.
I've never been sent an unsolicited dick pic.
Yeah. I mean,
Now I will.
you will certainly get them now. You have certainly opened
Yeah.
the floodgates. Well, have you made it known that you are a woman online? Because that is typically all it takes.
Well, I don't tend to hide it, honestly.
Yes, that is true.
I mean, I've never explicitly said no. I am not a woman online, and I feel with the amount of prostitutes that I've played that it is quite obvious that I am a woman in the internet era.
You could just be acting, though. Could just be that good. You could be.
I could actually be a man.
You're actually a 400-pound dude living in his mom's basement right now. That's what you are. You're the stereotypical
Fine,
gamer.
you've caught me. 1 second. Okay, fine, you've caught me.
Is that what they sound like? Is that what?
Mom! Mom! Mom, why won't you get me some more Doritos?
Technically, though, there's nothing wrong with being overweight and living in your mom's basement. It's just a stereotype.
I wish sometimes that I didn't have to pay rent, so I can sympathise.
I mean, I guess there becomes a certain age where it gets a little weird. And then eventually you would hit an age where it's not so weird, where you have to take care of your parents, I guess.
Yeah.
But there is a window where it is a little weird.
I think between... Well, it depends on when your parents had you.
Yeah.
But I think in your mid-20s through to your late 30s, it's a little bit unusual. But then when you're in your 40s, you can be like, yeah, I'm caring for my mum.
Yeah, pretty much. See, there you go. You just got you just got to make
You
it
just
through
gotta-
that window.
Yeah, you've just got to last 20 years, and then it's normal again.
You still got a ways to go, though. You're still pretty young. You're not even at the start of the window yet, where it gets weird. You're still in that. Oh, I'm still saving up. I'm living at home. You know.
No,
Doing my
I'm not
thing.
living at home, though, am I?
No, but you
I
could.
rent
No, you're living
pay
in
council
you're
tax.
living in a
No,
basement.
my mum booted me out when
No,
I was
no,
18.
No, you're a dude. Remember, you're a 400-pound dude living.
My mom booted me out of the house
Oh,
when I
that's
was
right.
18.
That's right. That's what happened.